Good morning, everyone. This is Tanya from You and Your Witchy Stuff. I hope this all finds you well. I am going to attempt to make a quick video out of this one. I just uploaded my weekly reading this week. Last week was Mother's Day, so I had that, and I've not been feeling so well on all levels. So I just didn't have the energy, the time, or motivation to do it last week. So I did one, and I just uploaded it literally like 10 minutes ago. So if you watch this, go ahead and check it out. As you can see, that was, and this is filmed from my lovely backyard. We're going crazy backyard. But you see it's a beautiful, sunny, breezy day here. It's going to get very hot here this week. This video is going to be a continuation or linked in with my last weekly reading this week that I just uploaded for my Salem trip. Salem, Massachusetts, that is. My yearly, I call it my yearly sabbatical. I'm blessed to have it. I may not share. We got a huge wedding to take. That's going to be several days, including an expense that we're already starting to plan for at a beautiful aquarium, nonetheless, of our niece. But that's a different thing, in a different time. But, so this is going to be focusing on this week on some of the things I'm bringing to Salem with me this time. Now, we don't go long, and we're on a budget, as I mentioned in my last video. However, this is what I bring. I usually bring things on it. I like to be prepared, or try to be prepared on it as best as I can. This is witchy things, tools and things I have. I'm a big crystal witch and crystal whore. Yeah, I swear, whatever. And, but yes, I am. So that's one of the primary things I'm bringing. And of course, we know I'm big into tarot and oracle, which I'll be bringing those too. I'm not going to show the oracles. But I did decide after pairing and a quick run and intuition, of course, from my guidance, that I'll be bringing the Purgatorium Hex. I was going to bring the Mildred Payne Oracle of Black Enchantments, which is a oracle deck with wood cutting, which is devils and all that fun witchery and fun and things that you would see in those, a lot of things you see in those historical books from Deviant Moon. However, I did, I'm still trying to get acquainted with the deck and the meanings on it. So that's going to take some more time. I did get it last year, but I've only randomly worked with it, to be honest. So I'm going to be bringing Purgatorium Hex. I'm not going to be showing that in this video, but that's a few videos ago last month, I believe, in either April or March, the end of March. There's a full review of the deck. So if you're interested, you can check that out. Same type of style, black and white goes really well with the main deck I will be using and bringing with me. And then also I'll be bringing the Haunted Manor Oracle, which is, you've seen in a lot of my recent videos, my favorite oracle deck as of this time, and as of use and versatility, and of course luxury and beauty, and of course it pairs extremely well with tarot. And most of my tarot decks, which most have a darker goth aesthetic or triggering. If anything, I only have one deck I'm going to be showing in this video. If you do get triggered, I get triggered also by other things, not decks and images usually. It's usually by family, traditional religions such as Christianity, as I have a family member that takes that to a whole new level and a whole new level of abuse, but that's not about that. But this deck will be if you had any trauma or stuff. It's not something new, it's been out for a while, but I chose this because this I'm going to show it first since I'm mentioning that, and I'm trying not to make this too long or too painful for any of you. Is because I will be bringing, and I may do a card of the day from there, I may not. It's more of a kind of our trips there. It's only, we're going up tomorrow night, May 20th. We leave in the evening. We find it easier to drive from where I am. It's about 4.5, give or take, and that's even stopping for gas and a brief dinner. So not bad from where I am to get from here in central New York State to Salem, Massachusetts. So that's why we can do it, and we can afford to do it because we travel and we don't have to have a flight or luggage. Plus we stay at the Hawthorne Hotel in Salem, our favorite bread and breakfast. Motel sits in Danvers, which we have gone to many times throughout the years. Just don't have any bookings. I don't know if it's being worked on, closed, whatever. Hell, we're going to stay at the Hawthorne Hotel, which is our favorite It's historical, it's beautiful. They're always pleasant, kind, they're accommodating. And it's got that old colonial sort of furniture and antique feeling with a modern on it. Very comfortable. And yes, and it's on Essex Street, right on the historical street where the main drag is, where we stay. So yeah, we can go stay there and be in comfort, easiness, laziness, accommodating, and just having a great experience with that. And so this I brought because I will be bringing is the Somnia Tarot. It is by Nicholas Bruno. Now this was a deck, a photographic deck that was filmed in Long Island where he lives. But there's so much sand and water in this deck and cloaked figures and such that it actually, yes, it is very triggering. I've used in the Drop 'em 78 challenge last year in the Mindful Tarot community, and it triggered many horrors and settling. However, the scenery and stuff has not only that in the old buildings and items of Salem, the feeling of Salem, the ambiance, the energy, the vibes, and that which lies beneath. It's everything that lies beneath. There is the good, the bad, and ugly, like what happened with the Salem witch trials in history. Yeah. And then there was also so much being one of the first places in America that actually that they came from England. The beautiful standing homes, building, and architecture, the brick-laden streets in the main part. We do go to the bigger parts of Salem somewhat, but not much. We primarily stay in the historic part there, and near Pickering Wharf, we spend our time. The Salem Willows, which I love. It reminds me of a little old theme park and arcade here called Sylvan Beach here in New York, not far from where I live, so that gives an idea, as I said from my previous videos, exactly where I may be located. But yes, and if you've never been to Salem Willows, check it out. Oh my gosh, I love it. So we're going to be spending a bunch of time there, me collecting ocean water, sand, shells, and that, but also just enjoying the peace of the ocean and the earth. I connect big with the ocean, so for me that's kind of not only a meditative practice, but it's also a reverent practice, not only to the earth and the ocean, but to the main epithet I work with, Hecate and Naui. So without further ado, I'm just going to show a few cards from this deck. There's plenty showing on YouTube and the internet of the Somnia Tarot. A beautiful deck. The guidebook that comes with it is a little white book. But I did buy the accompanying paperback guidebook, which I cannot find to bring with me. Yeah, I decided to hide for the time being. That's fine. Don't necessarily need. I'm only going to Thursday the 23rd. We'll be coming back sometime that evening. So just a couple brief day trip. But much needed, much deserved with the craziness and the turmoil I've been going through. Having to be looking for a job, these interviews, trials, and the stress my husband's been going through with his job. He's a health worker, and his work has converted to a new hospital as of the end of last year, and that is just a hell in itself that he's dealing with. So we both together, for both our separate reasons and together, needed this. So we had the opportunity. We don't know when he's going to get vacation. And I actually do have great news. I have a job offer, just pending background check. That's in effect. So any of you that have been watching me for at least the past couple times or longer, you'll see that I've actually got light at the end of the tunnel for that. This is more about what I'm bringing in my Witchy Arsenal toolkit to Salem, Massachusetts. For my daily draws, that's a big integral part of my practice. Even when I've been losing my faith lately, I've still done that because witchcraft and spirituality is my anchor. Even when I felt disconnected, it still brought me back. Luckily, I was brought back rather quickly, so I'm fortunate there. But I have had a major dark night of the soul, as they say. So again, look at that. You can see love this image. You can see the antiquity in it. You can see the water, as you can see here with this character. Like an old chest. And unearthed, like old buildings or architecture. So for many reasons, that's why I've chosen this. Because, of course, there's the sense of mystery, sense of unsettlement that is in Salem. And, of course, with the ocean, the tides, and what lies beneath. And the intuitive lies beneath. And even if you are not a witch or practitioner or spiritualist, you still feel it when you go there, into that place. And if you're watching this, more than likely you are into tarot, oracle, guidance, Salem, or are a practitioner, or just very open-minded and very receptive, which is great. I'm just making sure on here. Okay, so we're going towards 12 minutes. So that's the deck I'm bringing, along with the oracles I mentioned. I'm bringing this, I'm not setting up a formal altar, but this is a Hecate. I'm going to probably butcher this because I'm not Greek, but she forgives me. I've been working with her long enough and have enough of connection that she lets me know. Hecate Analia. This is it's a chest-size figure here of her that I got from Jeff Collin Artistry last year from his Kickstart. Basically, to simplify, I'm not going to go into what that epithet is. You can look it up on Google. It is, though, she is of the ocean. She is of the ocean, the monsters, the tides, the bringer of storms, and that which lies beneath, the intuition, the water, the murky depths, as the tides, like the moon, rules a lot of our life as humans in this existence on this earth. That's one of the things that, and I highly connect with. That's the main epithet I work with Hecate and many others, but not to go into that again. Look at this. I guess he is going to be doing a Kickstart soon, or is going to be going into doing a full, I don't know what size, but huge, full-size statue. However, I'm not going to be able to afford that. Even if it is actually a job. I got too many other things on my wish list, too many things that we have to take care of here. So, that is a statue. She is my kind of travel companion, protector. She'll be like a watcher over me, a symbol of my connection with Salem. That's why I connect through Hecate and Alia, very much through Salem. So there's that. And, of course, next is going to be the crystals I'm bringing. I'm actually going to go here real quick. I'm not showing all the oils. I am bringing my Pride oil that I created for the Witch's Black Lent. I am bringing that, of course, too. But that is on one of my altars right now. I'll be packing that after for tomorrow. Gonna go living tomorrow evening, so I got time to pack. My husband's still in bed, and then he'll be up. He's got to work tonight, so we got to pack today. Primarily, and then get stuff ready for that. And my friend who's watching, our little cats, our little devils. So this is a boundary oil I have made a few years, well, I don't know what, a year or so or two. It's kept really well. It's fine. It is one of those, I gotta get more of these, the roller bottles. This has some lovely black tourmaline in it, which if you watch any of my videos in the past or for a hot minute, sorry, I am getting attacked by bugs. Yes, I live in a woodsy yard. I'm not a gardener. But this is a boundary oil with things like angelica in there you can see, and butcher's broom. As part of the oil I made homemade. It has an olive oil base and a lovely mint fragrance as it has mint in it. And this is one I bought in the past. I got this, it is by a company, but I got it at Artemisia Botanicals in Salem. It's already a pre-made roller. For the root chakra. It smells lovely of earthy and patchouli and vetiver. Of course, I'm big about having to try to keep myself grounded constantly as I'm an energetic sponge, as an empath, and as a witch. So one of my main things is grounding in my root chakra is always always underactive. So, I never struggle, but a simple way to help, especially since I'm not a people-y person. In person, I don't. In moderation, yes, but I'm an introvert, so I don't like being up there with all that stuff. This is a great time to go. We usually go in August, sometimes in June, and I have been to Salem several times in October, but my preference is way outside of the autumn season, like now. This is going to be a great time, great weather from what I'm seeing. So that's great. So those are two of the three oils, or the three oils that I'm going to be bringing just to keep, just in case, as it's always handy to keep yourself protected energetically, whether you, as I said, whether you are a witch or spiritualist or practitioner, or just overall, because energies of place, spirits, interactions, people, things like hotels, especially with a lot of turnover, you're going to have a lot. But actually, as being a introvert, yeah, it fucks me up. So, yeah. So, simple, very effective ways to do so. My Pride oil, by the way, is also made by myself with the Witch's Black One. So, I tend to try to make all those things myself and be more resourceful. Plus, I know what's in it, and I can imbue it with my own energy. So those are the oils. We're okay. We're approaching 17 minutes. Not too bad. So next, I'm bringing this. I got a few months ago. This is my mala. This is a beautiful mala. Sorry, mosquitoes. A beautiful mala that I got from an Etsy shop. I do not remember where, so I apologize. But an amazing Etsy shop. I'm sure I could find it, but I'm not going to take that now on it. It is gorgeous. It did cost me about $100, but I do use it every day. Well worth the investment. Plus, it's exactly what I wanted. Smoky quartz and black tourmaline, two of my favorite top 5 integral crystals. I almost 99.9% of the time wear black tourmaline on it, and it about 85 to 90% smoky. I do associate both with Hecate and all her epithets, Hades when I do work with him. Also, the black tourmaline goes well for the goddess Hel, the Nordic goddess, and they're extremely grounding and protective of energy and clearing, cleansing. I use them in the morning for my morning ritual devotion. My deities walk with me, and I walk with them as my spirits. And I show them reverence and respect, because that's only fair and right, in my opinion, in my gnosis and practice. But they don't rule over everything. It's a combination thereof. You walk together just as all of our other relationships in life, or at least for myself. So that's my mala. That's going to help me stay grounded. That's going to help me to continue with my daily morning little ritual that I do in devotional. This will help keep me regrounded. It helps me stay practiced. Nothing formal, but yes, great aid. And beautiful. And I don't find many, or I have not found many in my searches that had a combination of both, or a reasonable combination of both. So that's that. I keep that in a little sorry bag here. And lastly, I'm going to show some of the crystals, since I mentioned I am a big crystal whore, which meaning and a sense of humor. So I'm going to show these quick. This is, of course, a little selenite wand, very compact, to clear out energy. Selenite never needs to be charged or recharged, so that makes it very easy for potentially especially for a lazy witch like myself. I never used to be a big selenite girl, but I have been more so. When you find the right tools, or the right tools find you, should I say, then it changes your perspective and your connection. So this is great, because I bring this with me so many places, including at my last job, which was a living hell for myself, especially the whole time. But yeah, it served a great purpose, but it also served in what I'm healing and what I'm having to heal and peel away. So this selenite was good for that. It's great for energy clearing, protection, and bringing light into the aura and the energetic etheric body. Very simple, very tool, very compact to put tool, should I say, crystal, wow, now I'm starting to stumble, but in my arsenal on that, and very, again, easy to bring, lightweight. This is a black tourmaline, no surprise. I call it my little black tourmaline wand, as I use it for the same purpose. I use it for grounding, cleansing, clearing my energy, removing things from my energetic field, my aura, primarily my thoughts, feelings, energies that don't serve me, things I've sponged in, especially for my interactions with other people. Like, as I said, from the job that I had, which was a customer service job, and with my family members or other people or things that may feel harsh, my anxiety and such. So this is just going to be amazing. Black tourmaline, again, I can never highly recommend or never stress how much that is such a great versatile crystal on all levels, and in my top 5. Okay, so these are, speaking of black tourmaline, look how huge she is. Beautiful black tourmaline. Can you believe that, I don't know how many years ago, 5+ years ago, I got this in the little shop I mentioned before, in Sticks and Stones in Waterville, New York. This was only, I call this my altar tourmaline. Well, I have a huge 20-pound altar obelisk on my main altar, but this goes anywhere sort of like a standing stone and altar. This black tourmaline on that, and it's highly protective and highly grounding and highly clearing, and gets me in order like this or my environment. And I have not had many instances where I've had issues with spirits in Salem, but there was one time several years ago when my cousin and I went, there was a major paranormal and disturbing activity that happened to both of us. So, yeah, but I'm not going to go into that in this video, maybe someday. And just to wrap up, I'll show, these may not all be used, but again, I'm just being over precaution. So that is, that's, speaking of smoky, this is a smoky quartz that was gifted to me by the cousin I mentioned as we practice together. And he's one of my biggest supporters, allies, friends, and we grew up together. So even though I'm older than him, and he looks like a vampire, meaning because he never ages, and I do, but yeah, he got that kind of magic, I suppose. But this is amazing smoky palm stone. Amazing and beautiful and so strong, and goes with me in almost all my major travels, and in the aforementioned work situation, which when I do my new job, it's going to go there too, I'm certain. This is, of course, a black obsidian egg. I got this at Village Silversmith several years ago in Salem. I believe the one in Essex Street. I know there's one in the North Shore Mall, which I've gotten many crystals from too. I've gotten my best smokies from up there in the Village Silversmith, and both of those locations from my husband finding them. He's not a practitioner by any means, but I don't know if my guides, his guides, or whatever, but he's great at finding the best smoky quartz for me. This is, of course, I'm going to show, is obsidian. This is silver sheen. This was also a gift from my cousin, I believe last year. Look how beautiful that is. Silver sheen obsidian is actually found in Mexico due to the sheen in it, which is silver. It might be kind of hard to see in this lighting, but that is because of the gas and the bubbles from the volcanic activity that are trapped when it's formed. Amazing. This is an amazing shield. I wear this many times in my bra because it's a great shielder and deflector. It's protective, but it's also great for scrying. I cannot recommend that form of. My favorite is black obsidian, but if you find the right silver sheen like this, I have another one, but I don't connect it with it like I do with this. And lastly, before all my, I don't want to lose my black obsidian egg like I did at one point for like a month. I basically had a heart attack. I found her eventually. Things have a way of doing that. This is Numite. This is a great stone that I usually wear with that black obsidian egg as protective, shielding, grounding, but also keeping my chakras open and receptive, especially during to work with my guides, to work with my familiars and the intuitive abilities, and it works well with obsidian to be receptive with deities, nature, and of course staying grounded in the crown chakra, the third eye, but also assessing other realms. So those are going to be the deck and the things I'm bringing with me to Salem. Again, I mentioned in my last video, we're planning on definitely visiting the, oh wow, okay, yeah, Count Orlok's Nightmare Gallery, the Salem Witch Museum, and potentially, of course, the Satanic Temple there in Salem. Also going to Artemisia, which is one of my favorite stores, Artemisia Botanicals, Black Craft Cult, one of my favorite clothing and other item stores, of course. And also things like Harrison Comics, which has a variety of different items, comics, not just comics, but novelty items. The North Shore Mall in Peabody or Danvers, I'm not sure which one that's considered in. Going to like our favorite things like the Ugly Mug Diner, Die With Your Boots On, which is another gothic mall-like store. Yes, so many of those stores up there now. This 90s teen, my inner teen, goth girl, rejoices. Finally, as an adult, I have access to it where I didn't as a teen. Only very minimal. And of course, you get to eat at our favorite restaurants. So if you ever go to Salem, check out the Ugly Mug Diner. Has the best, one of the best breakfasts ever of any location, let alone just being Salem. Banchin, which is a amazing Korean fried chicken place. We probably going to try to go to the Boston Burger Company, eat and spend at the Willows, spend almost a half a day or whole day there. We're just breaking it up and rooming. So with that, I hope this all finds you well. You may find some clips or videos from Salem. Check out my Instagram and give me a friendship there if you want to see any of the pictures or videos I may post there or have in the past. And if you like this, please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, as it helps my channel grow. And I hope this all finds you well. And thanks for being with me.